changes.
Both these players at X and 1. Or Ben may not be X and 1, but I know Josh is, so I'm assuming that Ben is.
Yeah. Anything spicy in your list, in the board?
This list is pretty stock. We watched Ben play one game earlier. Post board, he does have 2 Geists of Saint Traft. I like that addition to the deck.
Too, yeah.
It gives you a way to win against Punishing Fire, which is really important. When I played Blue-White Stoneforge, I didn't really have a way to beat Punishing Fire, and it was pretty obnoxious. But now that they have Geist, it really fixes that problem.
I see Cho change his list. I don't think he was playing Circle. He was playing like 2 or 3 extractions last weekend. He's playing 4 now. I guess that's the concession to the new Dredge deck.
That makes sense.
Like you were saying, everyone's playing a lot of Graveyard Hate right now, so Cho is 2.
Yeah, Ben Friedman has 3 copies of Surgical Extraction in his board also.
Okay.
And that's another way to beat a Punishing Fire combo.
It's true, yeah. You just gotta time it right and you can get them.
And another nice thing about it too is after you take their Punishing Fire away, you also get to look at their hand and get to see what cards they have multiples of, and then you can actually give the additional Surgical Extractions more value. Or you can just guarantee that like your opponent doesn't have Jaces in their deck, something like that.
Yeah. Let's go Snapcaster 2, and also let's see if they have counter spells or not, so you can go again. So that's very, I like it.
All right, so on the play, Ben just plays a land and passes, and then Josh tries to cast Sensei's Divining Top, but Ben has the Spell Pierce in hand.
And Josh forces it, looks like, pitching Snapcaster Mage.
And that's a really aggressive Force of Will.
I agree.
I don't know if I would have forced there.
Yeah, because if he did, that's super aggressive. Maybe he has 1 land? How many lands? What does he have in his hand?
Yeah, he might just have a 1-lander and just be like relying really heavily on that top.
He has I think it's a Dryad Arbor maybe? No, he's not playing with green. I don't know. I can't see his hand.
So it seems like Ben probably has the force of his own if he's tanking this long, and he's probably a bit confused at the force coming down in turn 1.
I would be too.
It's
oh man. All
Josh.
over a turn 1 play. Alright, resolved.
Alright, now Ben's hand looks pretty good.
Yeah,
he has a Spell Pierce for Josh's.
Is that Spell Pierce or Spell Snare?
Spell Snare for Josh's 2-drop.
He tops on his upkeep. Is he looking for land or is he looking for something else?
I think it's looking like he needs some lands.
Yeah, he just drew that Wasteland, so if he plays it, we know he kept a 1 land. Yeah, okay, looks like he kept a 1-lander. He has a Bolt in his hand, looks like.
That's a... I don't know if you would need a Wasteland right there either. When you're playing against a Blue-White Stoneforge deck, if he's on 2, he's just going up to 3, and there's nothing really dangerous about 3, and 2 is like, his 2-drops are all ridiculous anyway, and you're only really worried about 4. So if Josh had not Wastelanded there, he could have gotten another top activation.
I agree. Yeah, he has no lands. He kept 1-lander. I agree with you. I would have kept the Wasteland. Okay, so he knew he had one. Guess he... Oh, man. He just...
Oh, that's... I mean, I feel like you don't have to Wasteland there at all. You can abuse the fact that you have a top. You can wait until next turn.
He used to be very aggressive. There, is he get a land? Oh man.
Just passing back and forth. And the Wasteland's pretty good here.
Josh has no basic lands, so Wasteland
he's going to be locked up.
Yep. The Wasteland just won games in this format.
It's a really powerful card.
Yeah.
I was lamenting last night when I was very young. I sold probably 50 Wastelands for $2 or so.
I think we all did that.
Yeah. It's an uncommon, I get.
Yeah. This card.
I buy 2 Junior Bacon cheeseburgers.
Young. Josh still has no lands. Looks like he has to discard soon.
He's probably discarding this turn.
Yeah.
Ooh, it seems like there's an earthquake.
Yeah. Oh no. So what does Ben have his hand? Does he have anything?
I don't think he really has any threats, obviously.
Yeah. We're not a spell snare, which doesn't do anything. There we go. Maybe a Snapcaster, I think. You think he'll Snapcaster OT?
I would.
I would too. Get a clock going while he's crippled.
Yeah, and I mean, not only are you getting the clock going while he's crippled, but just getting those jit counters going,
yeah,
like, it makes it really hard. Like, Delver just becomes terrible.
Yeah.
The Snapcaster may just lose a lot of value.
At that point, you have to have Goyf, and he has a spell snare for Goyf.
Who's Stoneforge Mystic, or is this,
No,
this the end of turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. No, I wouldn't crack here. Not yet.
It's a really dangerous crack because now
yeah.
he gets wastelanded.
Yeah. What happened to his top? Oh, did he spin it? I didn't see it.
So, on Twitter, a storm brewing writes, trading wastelands for junior bacon cheeseburgers, living the dream.
Rounds are being posted. Draft open players. Your parents are going up.
You think he spell snares here? Is that what he was debating?
I think he's definitely gonna spell snare here. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't have cracked that.
Yeah. What is that?
Spell snare.
Okay. I think I force here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
Josh is so crippled that
And if Ben draws a land too, and is able to equip and waste, that's just. I think that's it.
yeah, and Josh's top card is not a land. We know that for sure. So
Yeah, it's not land. Well, it could be anything actually, because I think he spun his top and fetched. So yeah.
Oh,
it could
he,
be anything. Yeah.
oh, you're right. It was a fetch land, so
Yeah.
you shuffled away the top.
Yeah, he spun the top and shuffled away. So he has the lab. He drew a land. Ben drew a land.
And that's a pretty good draw step.
Alrighty.
He's going to attempt the equip. Josh probably has a bolt
Oh, yeah,
here.
I think he both swing attacks. I'm not gonna do it now. Okay. Probably same thing.
I don't think it's too big of a problem.
There's Delver. That guy is just so good. He's
Delver of
just-
Secrets.
Yeah.
It's just,
People are saying Geist is good in all formats. This guy is better in all formats.
it's true.
Seaman Modern, Legacy Standard, probably Extended even.
Vintage.
Is he in Vintage?
He must
soon,
be.
Soon. Will be soon probably.
Vintage
If
is like
not-
a few months behind on everything.
Yeah, because there's no tournaments for it, unfortunately.
All right, dropping Ben down to 16, then attack with the 1/1 Delver. And this game doesn't look out of reach for Josh at all anymore.
No. He turned it pretty quickly. How the tides turn. Ben's probably waiting for a second blue source so he can Snapcaster and cast something else. Probably a Brainstorm or another counter.
So, I mean, at this point, Ben's kind of far behind. He just needs to, you know, if he can get the Delver off the table with his swords or a number of things.
If he also, oh no, okay, spell snare that. But if he ever gets countered on that G, he just wins. You can like kill a Delver right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Four
as soon
flips.
as this
Yeah,
gets counters,
exactly.
it's kind of over.
Yeah.
And the Jit's just so threatening in that way.
So let's go again. Just like it started as a cripple fight. Now,
Now both the
We're
decks
getting
are
it.
doing what they're supposed to.
yeah, it's kind of funny.
So with the Delver trigger on the stack, Josh is going to brainstorm and guarantee that he's going to flip that Delver.
What's it going to show me? Think probably a Stifle.
Yeah, I assume it's Stifle.
Or a Ponder. Is that a Ponder too? You may want to save Stifle for like fetch land.
Yeah, because the fetch land of 4 is pretty big. It gets him to chase and whatnot.
Yeah.
But on Josh's end step, Ben could wasteland Josh's remaining red source and then cast an end of turn Snapcaster, and then start accruing counters on that jib.
Yep, that's what I would do.
It's definitely what I would do. All right, he shows him a bolt. He's going to attack for 3. Ben's probably just going to take this.
Oh no. He probably should have wasted it during combat.
Yeah.
Because now Cho can just bolt it. Is it another Delver? Yeah, another Delver. There we go, in combat.
Does he have a force? He does have a force.
He pitches counterspell to it. Disconnects. It's going to be uphill battle. Did he force back? No. Oh, what do you do? Oh, he forced back. All right.
Okay, so he forced back. Ponder on the top for Josh.
Yeah, from the earlier brainstorm, so he stacked that.
And Ben's going to drop down to 6 here in that attack. And then
He brainstorms. I think
it's a Ponder.
This is all about over. Ben should really wasted that volcanic island in combat. He'd still be in this.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had to use the force in the bolt.
Exactly.
He could have just had force for force.
Yep.
And just like that, Josh comes back from
wow,
discarding from missing land drops.
Yeah, that's insane.
After
one land hand comes back with no lands. It's pretty sweet. Now they're just chatting it up. Chatty Cathy's.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a crazy format. I do not think Josh thought he was going to win that game, and I don't think Ben thought he was going to lose it either.
Oh no way! He had no lands for at one point. And then Ben had some lands, and Josh had no lands, but legacy, man. The tides turn so quickly. It's pretty cool.
It's a strange format because what's happening on the board seems so dinky and strange.
So small, then, but like it's just the changes are so huge. Like a standard, if you're losing, you're probably gonna lose, you know. But in legacy, like anything can happen. Your opponent resolves one spell, all of a sudden you're the one losing. You're the one on the heels, on the run.
It's a format with a lot of swings. It's the only format where I've ever untapped with Jace and lost.
That's awesome, though, you know?
Yeah, it's
makes
good.
it exciting, you know?
It's a format where they don't have to ban that card, you know?
Exactly, because everything's so like powerful, so strong.
So for sideboarding here, let's see what Ben has. I think Ben is probably going to be bringing in his Path to Exiles.
Definitely the Crucible. He has one Crucible.
His Crucible.
Yeah.
As far as other cards, he could bring in Wrath. I don't know if you necessarily want to.
Maybe a Rat. Like, does he have to cut? Like, what's he cut here? He cuts. Yeah, I don't know.
So in this matchup,
Yeah,
it's kind of hard.
Tight,
I mean, I take out Force, I think, and I guess he's on the play, so Counterspell's actually good now.
Yeah.
But I might just take out my forces for 2 paths and a Crucible.
Yeah, I think Crucible is just a beating against Cho, because he plays 0 basics, so. And he saw that too.
Too.
Yeah, he saw that too when he fetched. He got a dual land, so he knows he plays no basics.
Yeah,
so
Crucible of Worlds is really good against basically all the rug decks.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a 3-mana Jace.
It is 3 mana Planeswalker. Alright, Cho has... What does he have? He has Grudge, which I'll bring in. Some Blasts, which... Blast seems fine.
Yeah, Blasts doesn't seem bad at all. I like the Blasts. I think you definitely bring those in.
Yeah, kills creatures and counter spells.
It counters the Snapcasters, which is really important.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Josh is only playing 3 Snapcasters.
Yeah.
And he has still has 4 Goif.
Yeah.
I might go the other way around.
Yeah, I like 4 Snapcasters. I mean, like, Brainstorm is the best card in Legacy, right? So, casting it 4 more times is pretty backbreaking.
The first time I got to play with Snapcaster Mage was the Legacy tournament, and the first round I played against Zoo. And I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity of playing against Zoo when you have Swords to Plowshares and Snapcaster Mage in your deck.
Oh my goodness. No, I haven't, but I can imagine.
It's the least close thing ever. And I was worried about it because I'd played like blue control decks in Legacy before, and Zoo was traditionally a bad matchup. And it was the least close thing ever. And I had an average draws, and they were like curving out perfectly.
That's insane.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, because I remember in the old days, not old per se, but a couple months back, you know, against Fish, you bring in like three more paths, so you have like 7 removal spells, and now you just have Snapcaster.
That's all you need.
So good, so good.
And you even bring in like 2 more paths.
Exactly, yeah.
To lock it up.
Yeah. Okay. Player Vial, please. Go ahead.
Good luck.
Mulligan to 6.
Yeah, I mean these 2 decks are kind of the I think Patrick Chapin referred to them as the twin Caw-Blades of the format.
They are, yeah. They're
because they play more good cards.
They do.
Than any other decks.
I feel like Stoneblade's probably the best deck in this format. That's my opinion.
It's my opinion also. I think like the cards that actually beat it are so few and far between.
Yeah.
I think Punishing Fire is really the only card that you're actually scared of. Maybe Dark Blast, but
yeah,
it's not really a card that gets played much.
No, and like all your cards have so much advantage. Like early game you control, you draw a lot of cards, and then in game you have like Riptide Lab and Jace and Elspeth. All right, so here we go.
All right, so Ben leads things off with a fetch land.
I think they both kept their opening hands too.
It looks like this game will actually have some lands. So
we're playing it safe this time.
When you're playing these types of matchups, a lot of the time it's just better to be the last person to do something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
By being the one who leads off, the other person gets to, react in a way that's favorable for them.
Yeah, it's more tempo-ish. Like whatever you do, they can they can sculpt their turns and plays while you're doing your thing. If they counter your spell, then come back. That's huge.
I've played a lot of Blue-White Stoneforge, and one of the things I've noticed with the deck is just you kind of just want to sit there and wait and see what your opponent is doing, especially before you cast your Brainstorms and things like that, because you have so many cards that are so powerful and just give you such big advantages. Like Spell Snare, always a tempo advantage. You're always paying less mana than what you're countering. Force is necessary at times. Stoneforge just crushes players. Like you get to like V-click and realize they don't have a way to deal with it right away. And the longer you wait to like formulate your plan, the better off you are.
I agree with that. It's amazing too how all these decks have become tempo. Like the best decks in all formats have become like tempo decks. Like in Standard we have Delver, which is tempo-ish, in Humans. And here we have Blue-White Stoneforge and Rug Delver. They're both tempo-y too. Just a really good strategy.
Yeah, with the cards that are available now, it's just so strong. I mean, Delver kind of changed everything.
Yeah. Well, Delver and Snapcaster, like, so much value for a small amount of mana.
In conjunction with one another, it allows you to play them both like in somewhat aggressive strategies.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Delver, I mean, being one of the better aggressive one-drops ever, just combines really well,
Some people say it's better than Goif. What's your take on that? In Legacy.
In Legacy, yeah, I'd say it is.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's so sad, too. It's like easily better, I think.
Yeah. The Stoneforge Mystic, it's a pretty good one. I think Stoneforge Mystic is better than Goif, so...
Fair. I agree with that.
And Force of Will deals with that Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, no Stoneforge for you, he says.
But, I mean, that's still a favorable trade for Ben. Every time you Force of Will, you end up behind if you use the alternate costs.
Yeah. I very rarely actually cast Force of Will. Cast it once, probably. Maybe a couple times. 5 times, maybe. playing the Time Warp deck, but otherwise, alternate cost.
Really?
Yeah.
I've hard cast so many Force of Wills.
Really?
I like it takes so much for me to actually use a Force of Will for alternate cost.
Yeah.
Like, I am so prude about it.
Yeah. This card kill me? Maybe? No? Okay, it's
all right.
It's
I'll
good.
let it go.
It's good. But that's the best way to do it too, because you want to save it for the best, like actually the best card. Can't be too frugal with your forces.
You know, later on in the game, a 5-mana counterspell. It's still a counterspell. You're still just trading 1 for 1 and preventing them from getting any advantage from their card.
Still very solid. So we have a little bit of Drago here.
Yeah, both players doing precisely what we were talking about, just waiting for the other player to do something first.
I'm not sure who has the advantage in this though. Like who can? Like, Ben obviously right now has the advantage because he has more lands.
Yeah, drawing more lands is huge in these types of like confrontations.
Yeah, especially doing obviously going Drago. So
Ben also has a Riptide Lab and a factory.
Yeah, he also
nice.
has big spells too, like bigger spells like Jace and Elspeth. And this card you just have to that card is beating. The Stifle? Yep. Nice. There's your Squire. So it's obviously resolving.
I imagine the Stifle will resolve. I'm surprised he didn't brainstorm first if he was planning on brainstorming this turn anyway.
Yeah.
Because if he's going to stifle that, he wants to see whether or not he's going to get a burn spell. Because if he, if he gets like a spell snare, rather.
Yeah.
Because now what happens is...
Spell snare or burn spell, actually. I feel like.
The spell snare, especially, because what happens... now what happens is he has to counter every Stoneforge Mystic that comes out, otherwise he's going to have to use a bolt on this card that he's already stifled.
Exactly. And if Ben ever draws equipment, it's uncountable. He plays what, 2 in his deck though? Just 2?
He has 3. He has 1 extra. He has the Jit, Batterskull. Oh no, he has 2. The other blue-white deck we watched earlier had 3.
And no more on his board, so yeah, he says Jit and Batterskull. Alright. No Sword of Feast Stone. Which I agree with. Like those 2 are probably the best ones.
Yeah, right now I'm down to just 1 Batterskull main. That's my only equipment, but that's all you need.
I haven't played enough to say anything, but I can see that. Batterskull and Stoneforge is pretty backbreaking.
But I have 3 equipment on my sideboard.
Oh, do you? Which 3?
Jit and sort of Body and Mind and sort of Feast of Famine.
Okay. There's Chain Lightning.
Yeah, so again, Josh using 2 cards to deal with 1 of Ben's cards.
Yeah, he pretty much forced it. If this resolves, he pretty much just forced Stoneforge. Okay, click and response.
Now, if you're Ben here, do you just target yourself and get rid of that Oblivion Ring, or?
I think I would target Joe. Depending on what else is in there.
Yeah, he doesn't have red mana to cast that Reb.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so
target you.
Ben wants to target Josh. Josh is thinking now. Is he thinking about stifling this? I would not do that.
There's so much card disadvantage. I don't think it's enough. Yeah. Let him have it. What is that? Red Blast, Stifle, Mongoose, Goyf, and Snapcaster.
And I think you just take the Snapcaster.
Yeah.
I would.
Depends what he has in his hand. Does he have a Jason in his hand? He has Ring, Brainstorm. One more card I can't see. If you have Jace, I think you just take a Blast. But
oh, you have Jace, you definitely take the Blast.
Yeah.
But
obviously didn't have Jace, so yeah, Snapcaster. Take that value card.
Yeah, now if Josh taps out for Goyf, then you get to Oblivion Ring it when his Stifle mana is down.
Yep.
Which is nice.
It looks like Cho drew another red card. I can't see exactly where it is.
Ooh, and he found the Jace.
Did he find the Jace?
He did.
Oh man.
And that's a really big game.
Yeah, but Josh still has the blast. He still has the elemental blast, so. Does Ben have a force too?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It
Either way,
look
he
like
has 2 white cards. Looks like a Oblivion Ring and maybe a Path.
Yeah, here, I think I just Oblivion Ring and then I just attack with my factory and my Vendilion Click.
Yeah.
That's another route that he can do this. He used his Wasteland to deal with Josh's red source, and now he can cast Jace and bounce that Goyf. Josh falls to 15.
That's actually a better play. He shuts him off his red source, so he can't blast at all now. So, because he saw his hand, he knows he doesn't have the red source. So, wasting the red source and playing Jace is backbreaking.
There's some tight play from Ben there. Josh now has a force of his own.
A little late.
Yeah, a little late to the party. If you want to be forcing, you want to be forcing a Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Mongoose is good here too. You can't unsummon a Mongoose. It does have Factory though, so that trades with the Mongoose.
Yeah, Factory quite good against.
Yeah, Ben's way ahead right now.
I would be astonished if Ben lost this game.
I agree. You never know though, it is Legacy, so.
It is Legacy.
Let's see what happens. I'll just slam that Battle Skull. I like forcible, you know? Alright, we got 5 mana.
I don't mind that at all. Josh might, I guess Josh can just stifle a Living Weapon trigger.
I think you might have to. Otherwise because he can then kill the Vendilion Click and attack Jace. He just
he's gonna force it.
I'm not sure what he pitched. He pitched the Stifle.
That's not too unreasonable. I mean, next turn Ben would, assemble the Fairy Dragon, the 7/5 lifelink.
Super Fairy Dragon.
I've won so many games by assembling Fairy Dragon. It's so good.
I like that, yeah. Baneslayer Fairy Dragon.
7/5 lifelink? Flying?
Yeah. 7/4 flying Vigilance lifelink. GG. He's digging. I can't see what it's pondered exactly, but.
Yeah, I can't see either.
If there's not red source, I think. What is it? Yep, okay. It is a red source.
Alright, so he can go grab a Volcanic Island here.
Yeah.
And then he's got to just red elemental blast his Jace right on the spot.
It's just, I agree. If that wasn't red source, I think you just definitely blind shuffle and try to get it.
Unfortunately, he's just so far behind.
What does Ben have? Do you keep the Oblivion Ring? You probably put it back with Jace, but I'm not sure what that last card in Ben's hand is. Is it 2 cards or 1 card? I think it's just 1.
I think he has 2 cards left.
2?
Ben?
Oh, he has Chain Lightning. It's not a Blast. Oh, he has a Blast too, though. Right? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I think he just... I don't know.
Alright. Main phase Brainstorm.
There we go.
And he finds himself a Jit and another Snapcaster Mage.
Can he play land this turn? Can he activate Factory and Jit? Oh, really? I think I'll play Jit first, then try to equip it with Factory and attack. Yeah, I think I would have just attacked him with the Factory and put some counters on Jit.
Yeah, that seems really reasonable.
Yeah.
Getting a couple counters on Jit's so huge here.
Yeah, it is. It's just off, like I said earlier, shuts off all his Delvers.
And Ben also knows about that red elemental blast.
Yeah. Maybe he just wants to get the Brainstorm off before the blast. No, but he wasted resource again, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. Goif.
And Goif's not very good right now. He's tapped out, so Ben can use this opportunity to Oblivion Ring the Goif away. Oh, path.
No basics. Yeah, I know. Okay, I guess I'll just shuffle.
He shovels it up. And now, even if Josh were to say like gut shot the Snapcaster or something like that, Ben has access to Riptide Laboratory and 2 lands, so he can just return the Snapcaster Mage back to his hand and start using its ability over and over again.
Yep. I think now we can. It's pretty much done now, right?
I believe Josh is now at 9. Maybe he's at 11.
I think he's 11.
If it was 9, he'd just kill his opponent this turn. So
Yeah. Still death, yep.
yeah, that's it. All right, so we're going to game 3. Ben Friedman piloting Blue-White Stoneforge Mystic, playing against Josh Cho, playing Rug Delver. We're here at Star City Games, the Star City Games Legacy Open in Richmond, Virginia, and we're currently bringing you coverage of round 6. This is only a 7-round tournament, so the next round is the final round of Swiss. Then we'll be bringing you guys some top 8 coverage during the Super Bowl.
Sweet. It's a very small tournament today. But it's good for our players.
Yeah, it's nice being a player and getting to play in such a small event. You know, getting to play in an open where you're only playing 7 rounds of Swiss. Pretty awesome.
I agree. I need to use this real quick.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys. Before the round 3.
So Ben definitely is bringing in his Crucible of Worlds. He may have brought in the Geist of Saint Traft. He's probably brought in a couple Path Exiles. We know because we saw them. And it looked like he may have brought in some number of Oblivion Ring. On the other side of things, Josh Cho, he has counterbalances in his sideboard and some extra Sensei Tops. He has Submerge, Red Elemental Blast, Ancient Grudge, and Surgical Extraction. And I think Josh is going to be wanting to sideboard in his Ancient Grudge, his Red Elemental Blast, and he may get spicy and bring in Sensei Top and Counterbalance now that he's on the play, but I don't think he will. The best card for Ben in this matchup has got to be his Crucible of Worlds. Crucible of Worlds dodges his opponent's wastelands. It makes his deck significantly more resilient to them. And more importantly, it turns any wasteland that Ben draws into a machine gun. Josh's deck plays no basic lands. So the opponent Ben has assembled Crucible plus a wasteland. Every turn from that point forward, Josh is going to lose a land until he has no lands left and is unable to draw anymore. At which point, Ben can stop wasting lands and start using the mana from his graveyard to like fuel a land go strategy that will just crush Josh in a longer game. Meanwhile, if Josh is able to get a very early Nimble Mongoose and establish some sort of board presence with like a Delver or a Nimble Mongoose before Ben is able to, say, resolve a Stoneforge Mystic or, you know, assemble the right mix of answers needed to deal with Josh's deck, then Josh can win. Normally, I'd think that the rug decks beat the blue-white Stoneforge decks, but that's largely because of Punishing Fire. I think in an actual vacuum, the blue-white deck is just a more powerful deck. So the fact that Josh is not playing the card Punishing Fire, I think that bodes very well for Ben Friedman. And both players shuffling up here for game 2, or for game 3 rather.